I said we street teaching and doing music to educate. All praise, I had this gift in second grade where I stay. They upgraded the murder from catching fades. Let's just say you niggas is weaker in 7 days. Cause how a nation come kidnap you and make you slaves. Then separate their children and parents, changing names. No Damon Waynes for generations was major pain. And we kill each other, but when it's done, we don't say a thing. You niggas tripping. Well, in other words, y'all niggas Christian. Worship white Jesus when scriptures give his description. And shout out to my kindred that's really living what's written. Keeping laws that was given instead of willfully sinning. I love saying Christ coming back, cause it's with vengeance. All we gotta do is endure like it's an entrance. Rehearse the righteous acts, who spiritually it's a scrimmage. And that real game start when the missiles pass the defenses. Let's get it, I'm chilling. It's scary but it's thrilling. Never trust the opposition, they come near me then I'm peeling. Like aren't you glad we no longer killing and drug dealing? But instead we out here healing, no more filling up them prisons. We almost at the ending, and now I don't care who like me. It's sore strokes for them folks, cause they scared to fight me. And you in sin, cause you clutching on that hand tightly. Calling on the Lord, you get ignored like scam likely. Step to the set, you getting checked like a pair of Nikes. SICARII heavy, in these streets you better tread lightly. And real Jews don't follow behind clones. We just waking up the dead in a valley of dry bones, all praise.
What's going on, Tazak? Huh? Bring him over, Tazak. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
A lot of my family, the daily needs, we came over to the States. I'm really against Jews in Israel pounding the fuck out of Palestine.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know Zelensky's one of them too.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely is. Where we are now in America, I mean, this is basically Babylon. So, and it will fall. I think it's in the midst of falling.
Absolutely. You're seeing this happening.
Absolutely, right before our eyes. I think a lot of people either don't believe that or don't want to, they don't want to hear it.
Oh, of course. Because a lot of people for some reason think that this place is going to last forever, right?
Probably.
No kingdom lasts forever. No nation has lasted forever. And we're seeing right now, we're living in a time that we're seeing so many moving pieces on the board of the geopolitical stage, right? And the way that America is right now, that's being bought and controlled by APAC, right?
APAC, yeah, and let's not forget China. If you look, China has bought up most of the country. They're building our technology for our weapons and whatnot.
See, and people don't understand that. I think we read that. I read that to the brothers right here that the United States military are trying to find a way that they don't want to be reliant on China on Chinese.
Too late.
On Chinese, what's it called, for military equipment, because China was making chips, right? Like for lasers and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That are military components.
Right.
So the United States military were kind of scrambling right now, like to try to get to a point that they're not going to be reliant upon Chinese components no more. Of course. Though, But you know what? And the Chinese also, I remember when I think I was in prison like in 2014 or 17. Okay. China bought 21st Century Real Estate Company also. What's it called? You remember that one?
I didn't know that, but China did buy, the 21st century. I didn't know
21st Century Real Estate. You remember that? Remember that company? They bought that place. They bought that company. So, and just by buying that company, they own a lot of real estate. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, sure, absolutely.
And not only that, that one day, remember that video about the farmer that one day just woke up and went to his farm and he was missing like miles of topsoil.
Right.
Topsoil, which is essential for farming, because without topsoil you're just going to have dirt and you can't farm with dirt. So what we were doing, they were stealing it and selling it to China.
Yes, absolutely. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the company Nestle did that with our water as well, with
aquifers
They own the
for the most part.
aquifers and selling it to China.
Well, no, they're bottling it.
They're bottling
They
it.
bought a lot of aquifers, and then they
Right.
for pennies on the dollar,
Right.
and they're selling it back to us when they got it for free technically.
Right, exactly.
Because it's free water under the ground.
Right, and the rest to China. So, like, I don't know what your question is mainly, but if you were to ask me, like, where I stand on all this, well, I think most bloodlines, if you go back, Christ included, we would find they come from Africa.
From what?
Africa?
Well,
A lot. Let's say a lot.
well, I mean, where's the location closer to? I mean, we're talking about like Northeast Africa, which is what people call
The
the Middle East. Yeah, of course. Like where's the so-called Middle East today? Northeast Africa, right?
Okay, yeah, the Middle East. Yeah, I think more considered what today's
The
considered
Levant.
the Middle East would be like Iraq, Iran, which used to be Mesopotamia, right?
Mhm.
And whatever.
Yeah. So look, I'm gonna ask you this: would you like to see this place destroyed, or would you miss this whore of a nation, United States?
I would not miss this horrible. I would not miss seeing people starving in the streets, seeing poverty. No, I would not miss that at all. Do I want to see death? I was in the Marine Corps, man, for 5 years. 2 of those
Yeah.
years I spent in Afghanistan. I've also been in prison. You know, I've seen this shit. Unfortunately, I don't think any of these people have a clue what's coming, and that's really
Yeah.
fucking sad. Really fucking
Yeah.
sad.
Well,
What do I think? Honestly,
Mhm.
I wish everybody could get along, man. I wish, because what's something I don't understand.
do you believe in Christ, though?
I do, yes, I do.
Do you think he wants it? I mean, like, did he give me that? I did not bring. I can. You know what I need?
It's Luke 12:51. Suppose ye that I have come to give peace on earth, I tell you, nay, but rather division.
So Christ is coming to bring division on earth, right?
Absolutely.
Because listen, the Most High God, He separated all nations, man. Like, right, and He chose one special nation unto Himself, right?
Yeah, okay.
So when Christ comes, He's going to divide all these nations also, right?
Okay.
So Christ he's not only for a unification of the whole world. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Which is not necessarily a good thing, and we see that with.
It's a very good thing, though.
Well, but think about, like, okay, depending how you put it. Like, let's think about the World Bank, New World Order, all that bullshit. That's bullshit. Unification of people to help each other progress and move forward in a positive way is great. Banks taking all the money and wanting nothing but worker drones out of the people, that's bullshit.
So you want a utopia here on Earth, right? That's what you wanted?
Well, I don't believe that. I don't know, man. I don't, what is utopia? That's a pretty extreme question. I don't know if I can answer that. Just what I like to see utopia on Earth. I would like to see an Earth where
No suffering,
well, of course,
right? Peace, no more wars.
of course.
That's actually going to happen, man. The Bible literally prophesies that once the children of Israel are in control of the world and ruling, there will be no more wars. There'll be no more suffering. You know what I'm saying? But certain events have to happen before that comes. Right? Certain nations got to be destroyed. Certain lineages of people have to be punished.
It's true.
Right?
It's very true.
So do you know the story of Esau and Jacob?
It's been a while, but yeah, I think I.
So Jacob and Esau, they're twins.
Right.
Right? Out of Jacob comes God's chosen people in the 12 tribes. Out of Esau comes the most wicked of the earth. Right? They have to be destroyed. Give me that,
Now, the
Obadiah.
most wicked of the earth. Who are we calling? Who are we saying is the most wicked of the earth? When you say.
Who are the Esau and the Edomites here on earth today walking?
Yes, you said the 12 tribes, right?
the 12
Jacob,
tribes?
And I'm aware of that, right? No, but
Great.
I'm saying who is
The polar opposite of them
Yes.
is Esau and Edom, the Edomites, right?
Okay.
And
right.
they are certain people that are walking the earth today. And who do you think they are?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Are the European race, man?
Okay. All right.
Give me that.
Obadiah. This is Obadiah 1:18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble,
And the house of Esau for stubble. Read.
and they shall kindle in them, and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it.
So the Most High God, He has spoken this. He decreed this, right? From the beginning of everything. These people have to exist for a certain reason. They did so much here on earth that they have to be annihilated and destroyed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Give me Malachi.
This is the book of Malachi 1 and 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
So he's talking to the children of Israel here. He's saying, I had loved you, right? But the children of Israel are very rebellious, right? And they said, when have you loved us? Read.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Was not Esau Jacob's brother? God replies, read.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob,
He said, I love Jacob.
and I hated Esau. And laid his
Now he's talking about Jacob and Esau, the two individuals. Read.
and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith,
Now he's talking about the descendants of Esau now. As Edom saith, read.
we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
So he said, this is the pride of these people, that God had destroyed their inheritance by Mount Seir and all that down to rubble. And they said, well, God destroyed it. We're going to rebuild it. This is the pride of the people, right? Read.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Well, God responds saying, they may build it, but I will throw it down again. Read.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
They're going to be called the border of wickedness, the beginning of wickedness, the end of wickedness. They're just going to be the epitome of wickedness here on earth. Read.
And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
So God has an indignation for these people
In other words,
forever.
forever.
Forever. God hates these people.
Yeah, that is.
Right?
I don't know. Does God hate?
Well, of course.
You think?
What is say he has an indignation? What does the indignation mean?
Well, an indignation, I don't know that exactly means hate. What he's saying is, you screwed up. It doesn't matter. I'm going to wipe you all out. Verse 3. I don't think that necessarily means...
Well, indignation means a righteous hatred. That's
okay, all right, let's
yeah.
go with that. Fine.
Right?
A righteous hatred.
Read.
Okay.
I'll read it again, right? So Malachi 2, right at the end it says, was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord, yet I loved Jacob and I hated Esau.
And he hated Esau, the forefather
It
of
does
the
say-
Edomites.
What is that? What translation of the
This is
Bible?
the King James.
King James. Okay.
You want another translation? We can read other
No,
translations.
it wasn't.
I mean,
I'm not trying to. I'm not arguing. I just.
you know what I mean?
The thing I don't like about the King James, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't that translated in 1642 for the first
Oh no
time
no
into
no no
English?
no 1610 to 1611.
Okay, so I'm not.
Well, it was
out.
like
I was
2-3
only out
years,
by
no?
30 years. It's not
Yeah.
that much.
It was like a project of 3 years or
also,
something.
It's not the Bible missing many books like.
We got all 80 here with the first
You
King
do?
James.
Okay, well, see, I would be.
1611 got 80 books.
It's got 80 books. So you
Yep.
have the book of what's the one? Enoch.
Enoch is not an actual book. It's a pseudographical book.
A pseudographical book in other words, you're saying it's fiction?
Yeah, pseudo. The word pseudo means fake.
What pseudo
Yeah.
means. That's what, okay.
Pseudographical books. See, they got different grades of
But
books,
when you look
right?
at the lineage, I believe it's also in the King James. It says when it says, when it
Amos
speaks
1:11.
about so and so begot so and so, so and so begot so and so.
Yeah.
It talks about Enoch and it says Enoch walked with the Lord. He
Absolutely,
never
that's in
died.
Genesis.
He was brought up.
He was translated.
Yeah, he's saying he did
Right.
not die, for he walked with the Lord,
Correct.
right? And in his no more, or he was no more. Yeah.
He was no more, but he walked with the Lord, so
Yeah.
maybe he was someone special. But then, so we're saying that the book of Enoch, besides that, is a bastardization of the truth. In other words,
I'ma show
written
you.
by men.
Somebody made it up.
Somebody
White
made it
man
up,
wrote it.
right?
Exactly. His name was something Russell too, with the person that
So let me
so-called
ask
translated.
you-
But there was fragments. I'm not going to say there was fragments found in the Dead Sea library,
Right, okay.
But I'm going to show you how much exactly how much fragments, right? It's very small, dude. Like
Okay.
Enoch fragments. Dead Sea Scrolls. Watch this. This is all. This is it. This is all that they found of Enoch.
Okay.
This is it. Oh,
That's what
Right
they
here, right here,
found.
look.
Right. That's
this
what
is
they
all they
So
found.
Look at how much of that's missing. Though.
Look,
A lot.
but we're talking about this is like thousands of years. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But this is all they found.
Right.
You know how many chapters of in the book of Enoch?
How many?
130. How do you get 130 chapters from these fragments?
You can't get 100.
So what does that tell you?
It's bullshit.
Exactly.
It's bullshit.
So this is the reason why the book of Enoch is not credible and suitable to be, you know what I mean, part of the canon.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So give me Amos 1 and 11 also.
This is Amos 1 and 11.
Uh-huh.
Thus says the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom,
For 3 transgressions of Edom, read.
and for 4,
Uh-huh.
I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
God is not going to turn away the punishment that's coming to Esau and his descendants to Edom. Read.
Because he did pursue his brother with the sword,
Uh-huh.
and did cast off all pity.
And he did cast off all pity. Like Esau really wanted to kill Jacob. Right? The story was that as soon as the day of the mournings, after the death of Isaac, their father, he couldn't wait for the days of mourning to end for he can kill his brother Jacob. Read.
Con. But this cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually,
His anger teared perpetually forever. Read.
and kept his wrath forever.
Uh-huh.
But I will send a fire upon Teman,
He's going to send a fire upon his capital. Read.
which shall devour the
Uh-huh.
places of Basra.
So God literally got this punishment that's decreed to the children of Edom and the
May I
Edomites.
ask a question? Like,
Mhm.
why did you bring me over here to?
Oh, because he said that you were recreating, and I was kind of curious on how you felt about what's going on. We're actually,
Well, I
we're
think-
actually, honestly, we wanted to, like, literally, what's happening right now. It's literally prophesied in the Bible. We're hoping
It is.
that Putin takes all that.
Yes.
You know what
I
I'm
agree
saying?
with you.
We're hoping that he does that.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Sla-
Did he already take Crimea
now-
back?
yeah, no, Crimea's been took.
Yeah,
Slava Rossiya, man.
Here's something that I can say as a human being, okay? And you said you were in prison. I was in
Mhm.
prison as well. I was also in the Marine Corps. And like I said, I spent 2 out of 5 years in Afghanistan
Mhm.
in combat. I don't understand how after the first war was fought,
Mm-hmm.
any more were fought after that.
Which war?
Anyone. But whatever was the very first time, the very first
World
time,
history?
the very first time men went to battle
Mhm.
and killed each other. I don't understand how it happened again. Because that's, you've been to prison, you've seen a riot.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Uh,
You
uh,
splattered and
Listen, bro. Listen. That
fucked
I
up.
would not say is comparable to actual wars. You know what I'm
which
saying?
I
Like,
have been in.
yeah.
Okay, I'm a combat fucking vet. I don't want to see that shit again. Okay, I don't. And in my heart of hearts, I stand for what is righteous. At least I try to. I would be a liar if I said that
Mhm.
I don't slide or I haven't done sideways shit. That would be a fucking lie.
Mhm.
But as much as I am able, I wake up big and I try to be what God would want me to be. which
So you
is
actually
the
do
best
believe in the
man.
Bible? You believe in the Bible, man?
I believe in God, sure.
Mhm.
Do I believe in the Bible? Yeah. That's the way I was raised.
Yeah.
So, I believe the way I was raised. Do I think that maybe interpretations here and there have been wrong? Yes. And what can I do as a human being but simply what my heart tells me, and seek out others, of course, like you're supposed to seek out others, which I have not done in a long time, to pray with, to be to church with.
So what does the Bible say about our own hearts, though?
That they're tainted,
They're
that they're evil.
that they're evil, they're wicked,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, they're
So you say we can't follow after our own hearts. We can't do
Fair
that.
enough. So what I meant was
Mhm.
what I think, my interpretation of what God would want me to be, which is the best person I can be, to love my brother, to look out for those that are lesser than me, to stand up for those without a voice, to stand up for those who are weaker than I am. That's what I believe in.
So let me ask you this. Let me take you back to the history of our people over here, man. How do you feel about what the Europeans have done to the black Hispanics and Native Americans,
I think
coming enslaving our brothers from West Coast Africa,
I think it's absolutely
killing Native Americans.
I think it is absolutely deplorable and wrong and fucked. to
So
say the
what do you think what do you think should happen? Because you're saying from what I'm
Well,
getting at, you want to be close to be a man of
I
justice.
what I think, I'm not really one to. It's not up to me to say what should happen. I think that's up to a greater power, you know. But I think that there should probably be some retribution, since I know if that was me and that was my family, I'd be pretty fucking upset about that.
So let me reword my question. What would a snapshot of justice look to you like?
What would it look like to you? Let me turn that. Let me ask you
Give me
that
that.
first.
Revelation 13:10.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 10.
Uh-huh.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Those that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Read.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
So those that enslave my ancestors, they shall be enslaved.
Agreed.
Those that had killed my ancestors, they shall be killed. Read.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
This is the patience and the faith of the saints. This is what the saints of God are actually waiting for to that day to happen.
Now I'm a little confused here. Are you saying that that would be my people that did the enslavement, or
Listen.
if you were to trace my bloodline back?
Yeah.
Okay, so does that, because that was not me, does that, you're saying that I'm guilty and I deserve to be punished?
Well, yeah, because listen, though we may not find in history that Ukraine and Russia had hands in the transatlantic slave trade, I haven't got that information
So
yet.
you're okay with killing me, killing my family?
Listen, the God that I believe in the Bible, I stand on every single word,
Okay.
good, bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
So yes, that's true justice.
Okay,
That's
well,
justice in my
then I
eyes,
guess we're
brother.
gonna throw down.
That's
And
just
all
justice
there
in my
is to
eyes,
it, you know?
right?
I guess.
When God,
I guess.
when
But
God,
you're-
when this is
but
when God's
You're
time.
slaying
You know what I'm
innocent
saying?
people.
The what?
You're slaying an innocent
That's
person.
not innocent people. Give me that. Read.
This is Isaiah 14 and
But
21.
he's talking about the time when it happened.
Listen,
He's not
it
talking
says-
about
Exactly.
now.
I mean, whenever the Lord makes that time happen, it's gonna happen. It's
Okay.
not my doing.
That's
It's
fine.
not like
Okay.
pick up your arms and let's go.
Here's the
This
thing.
is the Lord's
That's
will,
fine,
man.
And I'm not going to argue with you, okay? You're right. But if that's the way it's going to be, then that's the way it's going to be, and I'm not going to back down.
I mean, of course not. But guess
Okay.
what? That's why, and that's why,
Then
that's why
what about
God
us is
needs to
that?
send back His Son, right? Because listen, you think America's going to give up the power?
Oh,
You think
hell
all the
no.
European nations are going to give up the power? It's going to take a divine. It's going to be
It is.
taking a divine
Absolutely.
intervention, man.
Absolutely.
Right?
it is, right.
Because we can't do it. We're the lowly of the earth.
You're right. You're
You know what I mean?
You're right.
The European race literally runs the earth.
Yes, it does.
You know what I'm saying? So we need an
It's not only
intervention.
Europeans, you know, there are many races that sit together now. It's become more of a social thing and a monetary thing.
The
course,
Jewish
you
race
know.
does it, which is
Okay.
pretty much the crown of your bloodline.
I'm
Literally.
not Jewish.
No, listen.
I'm a
They come from the
Gentile.
same people.
Okay,
They
well-
literally come from the same people.
Well,
From Esau.
okay, well, however you want to cut that.
Yeah.
I'm not Jewish. I don't.
No, I understand that, but like, listen. They
don't
literally
consider
come.
myself
They
Jewish.
literally come from your father, Esau. His.
Okay, that's not my father. My father is my father who actually has passed. Okay, that's my father.
Your fathers and your
Esau's not my
fathers, your
father.
fathers, your fathers,
He
your
got so
lineage,
and so and so.
all the way back to Esau,
Okay.
right?
Okay,
So let's give me this. Give me a
You
Read.
know, I don't have time to stand here forever.
No,
I
no
gotta
sweat.
go, I gotta
Let
go.
me read this. What you say your name was?
My name's Jesse.
Jesse. This is Job 4:7.
All right.
Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. By the blast of God they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. The key point is, whoever perish being innocent. What does that mean?
whoever perished being innocent, those who died were innocent.
No,
Those
nobody
were-
dies.
those were- those
No,
were who were
it means
slaughtered.
nobody dies innocent.
Nobody died.
Whoever perished being innocent. That's what it's saying. Who perished being innocent? That's what it's saying.
Okay.
That means nobody perishes being innocent.
Okay.
So, you being a European or whatever case it be, you weren't around 400 years ago for sure, but you're still part of that bloodline. And God says He's going to judge nations,
Well, then
not just individuals.
Then you know
So
what?
it's not just white people. That's what you said earlier. It's not just Europeans though.
When he comes down to judge me, I can tell you this: I am ready to face it, and I will face it straight up. I know what I did, and I know why I did it, and I know what I stood for, and I know how I was brought up.
Great.
And
So-
I will not bow.
So let me ask you this:
I will then.
You will not bow?
I guess I'm gonna get.
You will not bow?
To the Lord, yes.
Yeah, because
That's
all knees is going to
gonna
bow
be
to Him,
Only when
right?
I bow.
Now listen, when that time comes and He decrees this thing, and this is just supposed to be your God, and you believe in Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah.
And once you realize at that moment that He hates you because you literally descend from Edom, how would you feel? Would you accept it? Because you say you love Him.
Well, do I have a point? If He's gonna slaughter me at that point, do I have a
Would
choice?
you-
What am I gonna say?
Well,
Well, I guess
you
I'm
said
gonna
it's
get-
about how you feel though, right?
Excuse me.
Is it about how you feel, or is it about what God's word says? Because you may not believe us. You might go, like I said, you might read the same text we read and get different interpretation, like you said.
Granted.
But you haven't done the research like we've done. No offense to you, but we've done the
That's fine.
research.
That's
So
fine.
if you find out who your lineage goes back to, of course, obviously, you can maybe come back and tell us whatever. But the Bible
Okay.
says what it says.
So then
We
I
weren't
guess-
weren't alive when this was compiled. We're just reading
Right.
it, and obviously
So
we believe.
if I'm gonna suffer because of something that happened that someone did
Yeah.
who is related to me way back when,
Yeah.
then I guess there's nothing I can do about
Exactly.
that except accept it.
Read that.
And I'll tell you what though,
Yeah.
I'm ready to throw the fuck down.
I mean,
Any
of course,
motherfucking
of
time.
course. I
I'm
mean,
gonna,
listen,
you're gonna
listen.
kill
That's
me,
another
let's
thing,
go,
and that's
bring it.
another thing that the Most High God had pretty much given your people as like, I would say like a blessing. No, like He blessed you. He blessed your father Esau and his descendants by the sword,
I
bro.
denounce all that shit. Okay, that's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
And
But the
that's
Bible
that.
says that.
But yeah, exactly.
Did you descend from somebody in the Bible? Do you believe you're from a nation in the Bible though? Because you have to believe that.
Yeah, of course, but what does that have to do with like what he's telling? He's asking me, what am I going to do on that day of judgment if I'm slaughtered because that's righteous? Well, what can I do? What kind of?
Well, we're
what's the
saying-
rhetorical
I
question?
asked you, how would you feel? Because you're saying you love the same God that you're reading
No,
the book
you
out of.
actually set me up for that. Okay, you brought me over here and you set me up with questions, loaded questions at that. Okay, I'm telling you flat out, if you're right, you're right, and I'll throw.
It's
it
not
out
about me
and
being
go for-
right. It's not about him
Okay,
being
then-
right.
then that's
Like he
fine.
said, all these things
So
was
what-
written
what
thousands
do
of
you
years
wanna know?
before
What
us.
do you, how can I answer this real simple and get on my way?
All I can say to you is enjoy this kingdom, man.
Okay,
This is
not
your
my
kingdom, man.
This is not my kingdom. You see that? That's my trigger finger. Okay, I was tortured. They cut that shit off. All right.
In Afghanistan
I've
or where?
seen it.
They didn't.
You were
Your people didn't do that though.
No, my people didn't.
Of
do
course
that.
that.
No, my people didn't do
Where
So-
that.
did that happen at?
In Afghanistan, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah,
So you're a prisoner of war over there.
for a bit, yes, I was, and I was tortured and whatnot. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like I said, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to see everyone be at peace, all people. I don't feel vengeful. I don't feel vengeful towards the people that cut my finger up. You know why? Because after I spent time there and I realized America said that whole thing over there, right, it was about this and that.
Terrorism,
It was about
yeah.
drugs.
It was about the opium
Yeah,
movement.
Exactly.
and
It
they
was
wanted
about
the
the
IMF bank over there. They didn't have one.
Absolutely,
So.
absolutely correct. So where I started to come from was like, I started asking questions. Like, you know, all I saw were these people, they don't look at it like that. They don't look at these poppy fields as like drugs.
$1 million business.
Like,
Mm-mm.
they're trying
Trying to live,
they're
man.
poor as hell, and they're trying to put food on their table.
Yep.
So here's what happened to me. When I started to ask questions, the U.S. military started to not
Yeah, treat you like shit, yeah.
absolutely. And and I was discharged with an other than honorable because I started to ask questions.
That's what they don't want. They want a robot. They want a machine that's going to die for the
Even
flag.
after you were hurt in combat over there.
Give a fuck.
They didn't get you full service?
No, well, yeah, I do. I still get
You get
it,
disability,
but I don't take it because there's people that need it a lot more than I do.
So you see how wicked this nation got to go. This nation this place got to be destroyed, man.
Okay, with that, I absolutely agree, and I want to see it wiped out.
And that's the thing, like you said earlier, you say you want people to be in peace. There will be peace eventually.
But
after judgment.
You're right, and then that's got to happen.
Yeah.
And
So,
you're right.
and that's what we're saying. He's trying to say he set you up for.
I mean, that's exactly what I said. I said there's going to be peace on earth, no suffering, but lineages have to be punished. You know what I mean?
I still don't agree with that. I don't hate you. I don't even know you. I don't hate you. I don't even know you. Maybe we both like the same. Maybe we both like to fish or hunt or watch certain things. You know.
I believe it. I believe that.
All
100%.
men bleed red. Okay, so you and I, when we bleed, we still bleed red. Okay. If you're hurting and I see you, I don't know you, I'm gonna do what I can to help you because that's who I am as a man. Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're an individual. I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, I go to work. We've been on this earth for many moons.
Right.
We're not out here walking around stomping around like, man, I hate every white person I see. Like, no, but we hate what was done to our people, and the lack of justice has occurred.
Okay,
and here's the thing:
I agree with that.
when we came into the knowledge of the Bible, realized that God's going to punish people for it in the future as long as we get right spiritually, as far as the collective as Israelites. We can't have our feelings involved, even if we have white friends or white parents or whatever the case may be. God's word is true, not our feelings. That's what's going on right now. It wasn't a setup question. It's obviously we don't know what you're going to say first and foremost. But we're going to present the questions, see what you say. It seems like you agree with almost everything, until we pointed out it was your ancestors technically. That's all.
I don't like. That sucks for me.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice. You know,
And it sucked for our ancestors to put in chains and beat to death and raped and robbed and murdered.
Which is fucked.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying. It's a what's the word? It's a
But
full
that
circle.
wasn't me.
We're not saying it was you, but God's gonna hold every nation accountable, no matter where you're at in the earth, wherever the Edomites are, because obviously God allowed it to happen first and foremost. God's will is going to be done, so we can't let's just say, oh man, it was all just them doing it on their own accord.
It doesn't matter what I think because God is judging.
Absolutely.
God.
It's going to come full circle.
As a ring.
It's going to come full circle, like the
I
Bible
agree
says.
with you.
And
Absolutely.
everybody that's not an Israelite is going to be put
Everything comes
in
full
captivity
circle. It always
and
does.
build a kingdom of heaven, and eventually everybody's going to be living in peace after that. That's all we're saying. But there will be judgment and wars and race wars
Yes,
and
there will.
famines and
Yes, there will.
all that's going to
Yes,
happen
there will.
before that.
Agreed.
But until that occurs,
agree.
we have to give people the proper understanding of the Bible, which
Okay.
just so happens to be you being a descendant of the Edomites, your judgment's going to come. If an Asian man came up here, hey, you're getting judged.
You're getting judged.
If an Arab came up here, you're getting judged.
I can tell you this right
We've
now.
been judged. We're getting judged to this day.
I will not stand for that shit.
You don't have
Whether
to.
it's my
You won't have
lineage or
to.
not, I'm
Of
not
course,
gonna
if somebody
stand on
points,
that
if
side.
somebody tries to attack you, of course you're going to defend yourself.
Absolutely.
That's fine. That's natural. That's a natural defense
But
mechanism.
I'm not gonna stand for what's evil. Edomites, all
I'm
that.
not-
that's bullshit.
I'm not
I
saying-
didn't get to choose who my parents
You're absolutely
were,
right.
Okay.
God
So-
chose.
So I guess
And-
you're telling me I'm fucked. Well then,
God's
So be
God's
it.
movie is God's movie.
then so be it.
And
There's
we're,
nothing I
it just
can do
it just so
about
happens
it.
that we understand the text and the
Okay.
script,
And
and
I'm
we're
not
telling.
arguing
Yeah, that's all.
So, okay.
We didn't set you up at
Cool.
all. We just walked you down, see what you're gonna say,
All right.
and brought you to the conclusion. But go ahead.
Read.
Look, this is 2 Ezra 13:8. It says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight."
So when it comes, they can't fight, and they can't fight against this judgment that's coming, right? That was Hamashiach, right? Now give me okay, give me another.
This is 2 Ezra 5:42. "And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring.
God's judgment is likened unto a ring. Read.
Like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness at the first."
So that's God's judgment. It's gonna happen. It comes as a ring.
I
You know.
don't doubt that. I don't doubt
Now
that.
give me Isaiah 14. Read.
Isaiah 14:21 says, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
So he decreed this judgment. You may say it wasn't you. You didn't pick your parents. We understand that, right? Romans 9 literally says, you know what I mean? Like he's the potter, and he's the